Hello, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be ranking the entire Child's Play slash... Today, we're going to be ranking the entire Chucky movies from worst to best. So, without further ado, let's get ranked. Ranking at the bottom of the Chucky movies is no surprise to anyone. Seed of Chucky. Yeah, Seed of Chucky fucking sucks. Okay, I can get what they were trying to do with it, and I somewhat agree with that. But this movie is literally the worst. One of the worst, probably one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen. Okay, so first off, right off the bat, you get Glenn, who's pretty much the ugliest doll I have ever seen in my entire life. Whose original name Shitface, which is actually kind of funny. Shitface. Shitey face. They get this weird scene where Tiffany and, Jennifer Tilly playing herself, talking to a phone where the Tiffany doll speaking into it, and I don't get the entire fucking scene, because I don't know how the assistant doesn't know that there's two versions of her. And just in Jennifer Tilly getting a new job, but her old one sucks. She works in a fucking studio. How is that shit boring? What is this movie? Then you get the entire gender of Glenn and Glenda, which is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in a Chucky movie. The one and small positive I can say about this movie is that Chucky feels like Chucky. He's actually just there. He has the dark humor while spinning a few lines right in there, and even though he killed a non-real Britney Spears while driving, by the way, like, how does that make any goddamn sense? I don't know how the dolls are able to drive, and how Chucky is able to pull the fucking wheel, even though I said it brought up Chucky that they're dolls and can't fit to the wheel. I don't get this fucking movie! But yeah, apart from Chucky, which is the only positive I can say about this movie fucking sucks, man. On the number 7, this movie just pissed me off. Number 7 is gonna be Child's Play 3. Okay, unlike Seed of Chucky, I like to see stuff new, and like the first two movies, this one tries nothing new. It takes the exact same format of the first two films, but puts in a military setting, which I find painfully uninteresting, and I see all these beats in a war movies, and I really don't need to see them in a Chucky movie. Also, this is the movie where they really up the number of Chucky one-liners, like "Don't fuck with a Chuck," and you know what to say, you can't keep a good guy down. But I feel like a few of them are forced and not really that funny. But as always, Brad Dourif from freaking Chair Bracket from the Rob Zombie Halloween movies does a spectacular job as Chucky, as usual. Overall, Part 3 is an uninteresting Child's Play movie, and really, if you want to like it, then I respect your opinion. But I was not a fan of Child's Play 3, as you can tell. At number 6 is the newcomer, the Child's Play remake. I'm not gonna lie, the first time I watched the remake, I actually liked it because it was the first remake to actually do something different, and that's what I still like about the remake. However, though, the more I watch it, the more I get confused on why they remade the Chucky, the Child's Play series. I mean, I really don't get it at all. The most frustrating thing for me is the design of Chucky. I hate the design of Chucky, and even though he spits one-liners here and there, he's pretty much serious the entire time, and that makes it this Chucky completely unlikable. Also, the new Annie's mom is no mother compared to the original, and she is just so annoying in every scene. Like, she literally makes out with her boyfriend right in front of Andy as she's coming through the fucking front door. Also, apart from the new Andy, which I actually really enjoyed, most of the cast really didn't stick enough for me, and definitely don't stand amount among the series. I will say this, that some of the jokes are actually really funny, but I mean that's just nowhere. No, those are nowhere compared to the other Chucky films. But yeah, the score from Bear McQuarrie, who's responsible for King of the Monsters, is so good with this soundtrack, and the final act of the movie is probably one of my favorite final acts in any movie. But overall, the Child's Play remake is pretty much almost an unlikable movie, mostly because of the Chucky doll. But it's still an entertaining movie. The number 5 is probably the fans' favorite in the series, but but I do like it, but I'd rather watch it anything else, and that is Curse of Chucky. Now, hear me out. I know everyone puts this movie high up on almost everyone puts it high up on the list, but to me, it deserves this spot on the list. Don't get me wrong; it's a very entertaining movie with one of the best actors as Nick appears, played by Brad Dourif's actual daughter, Fiona Dourif, and she's probably the best part of the entire movie, from this one and Cult of Chucky. One of the reasons why is this low on the list is because the flashback, I didn't really like the flashback scenes because we didn't really know how Charles Lee Ray, how Charles Lee Ray knew them in the first place, because it really didn't make any sense to me because we already knew him with Barclays. We didn't really know. In my opinion, we really didn't need to know that Chucky's been waiting 25 years to find one family. Like, how does it take you that long? Like, do you need his address or something? I really don't get it. Also, another thing, Nika's sister is so annoying that I was glad when she died, because I was literally about to just walk out of the room. She's that unlikable to me. One more negative, I hate how they cheat the fact that they literally made Nika's sister just walk up to the stairs and then just fall out with the eye out of her socket because of Chucky, obviously. But everything else about this movie is amazing. It's just the ones I said that sucked. Up to that point, Curse of Chucky was the goriest movie in the series, up until the Child's Play remake. But yeah, Curse of Chucky, I like Curse of Chucky, but it's something I could definitely watch, but not over and over again. Number 4 is the latest in the Brad Dourif series, the Brad Dourif Chucky series, Cult of Chucky. I like Cult of Chucky. It's probably one of the best Child's Play or Chucky movie in the entire franchise. And again, Fiona Dourif as Nika does a phenomenal job in this movie, as usual. And the 3 Chuckies, they are so fun to be with. If you say the 3 Chuckies are not, I'll call you a goddamn liar. Because I had so much fun dealing with the other three Chuckies, and these deaths are so gory. I just fucking love it. Also, when Chucky's not in the spirit self thingy, the one Chucky one-liner, "Hi, I'm Chucky, wanna play," does not sound like the Chucky from the 80s, which is probably an iconic line, I think. I really don't know, but I think it is, but whatever. I did not like that voice at all. It's like, "Hi, I'm Chucky." I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Oh, boy. All aside, though, I wasn't really the biggest fan of Alex Vincent in this movie. And I think that the concept of him just jumping in between is kind of just boring and kind of make him a dumbass at the same time. But that's pretty much about it. Call to Chucky is good, but overall, I like the other three movies on the list. I just enjoy watching even more. Number three is they started the commentary Chucky movies for like what, two movies? Yeah, two movies, and that's Bride of Chucky. I had a blast watching Bride of Chucky. But my only issue is that the characters involving two lovebirds on a run on the run feels too much like a Romeo and Juliet story that I hate a bunch. And the two teenagers are probably the most unlikable characters in the entire Chucky film franchise. But that's about it. The movie is just so fucking good. From start to finish, it's a blast. You got Chucky and Tiffany actually working together. Tiffany encouraging Chucky to make more creative kills, which is always a fun to see. The they do a Dembala thing to transfer Tiffany's soul into the bride doll that Tiffany literally teased him with earlier is gold. Overall, Bride of Chucky is a phenomenal film that doesn't include Andy, which is kind of good in my opinion because it would be unoriginal if they did the same thing like four times in a row. Like, that's just stupid. Now, the silver and the gold spot kind of switch from time to time now because they're both absolutely incredible. But this is my final decision, and the silver spot is the original Child's Play. Like I said, I had a hard time figuring out which one would be number one and number two. While it changes from time to time, like I said before, right now I'm going to give the original the silver. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the original. I think it's a perfect adaptation of a what a killer doll is that Annabelle kind of missed. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of Annabelle because I think of but I mean, it's kind of just a copy of Child's Play by having a dead soul of a human being transferred to a doll, but we're not here to talk about Annabelle. The original is probably one of the best horror movies ever made of the 80s because there's just so much good things to say about it. From the cinematography, the fact that the characters don't know who did the murders, either Chucky or Randy, even though we know it's Chucky the entire time. The fact that it doesn't reveal to us that Chucky's actually alive until a little later when Annie's mom threatens to put Chucky in the fire was absolutely astonishing. And fun fact, the scene where Chucky comes to life in front of Karen's face was actually a lesson at my school about suspense and stuff like that. And this movie is definitely in the scene where Karen finds the batteries, even though Chucky was working without him the whole time, was fucking sweet. But yeah, the original Child's Play is a great movie, and you should definitely watch it. But at last, my favorite Chucky movie is Child's Play 2. Like I said, I had a difficult time choosing between the first and the original, but well, the second and the original. I didn't mean to do that, but the Child's Play 2 is definitely my favorite Chucky movie in the entire franchise. Mostly because we don't gotta wait for that infinite wait until later so we can jump right in and get Chucky coming at him. Also, I forgot to mention in my second spot for the original Child's Play, but Alex Vincent as Andy in both movies is the best part of both Chucky movies. And he does a phenomenal job in this one and the original, but I prefer him in this one. And this movie takes place the exact same year that it actually came out, 1990, which is kind of the same year, yet the original It came out, which I wasn't a fan of. Alas, this is literally the film that got me into Chucky in the first place, and outside of Michael Myers, this is my favorite killer. At some point I will rank my favorite horror movie villains of all time. One last positive before I gotta say about Child's Play 2. The final act of the scene during the Chucky factory is probably my favorite final act in any genre, because it's such a great, like, final action. Like, you get to see how the Chucky dolls are actually made, and that's what I actually enjoy about this one more than the original. But like I said, both of them are actually phenomenal. So there's my ranking. Let me know your ranking in the comments below, and let me know what rankings you guys want me to do. And eventually I'll get to Psycho 2. I just want to do something else while I'm doing it. So let me know what you want me to rank in the comments below. Anyways, see you guys next time.